Conspiracies, OPEC, and a whole bunch of mess is going on. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard. It is Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, December the 13th, and actually, this has been taped on Fridays. I'm off to Vegas, and we'll be doing my seminar this week. But in the meantime, lots of stuff going on in the markets. We're still having the conspiracy theories about the election and, of course, the fraud in votes. And we all know that it's true. The question is it true enough to change the election? So far, the Supreme Court has turned it all down. So as I've said before, right now I will recognize the president-elect. I may not agree, and I do know that there's been plenty of fraud, and there has been fraud in every election. So I think this one was deeper, but I don't think the same fraud will occur in the Georgia election, because obviously everybody knows that it happens. And of course, we've all heard the terms, the deep state, and the other things that go on behind the scenes. And I think if anything should prove to you that these things do happen, this should show you that it does happen. Okay, this is not conspiracy theory. This is not nonsense. It happens all the time. The crap that goes on behind the scenes in Washington, D.C. is mostly criminal. Okay. And that's why you hardly ever hear anything come out of it, because they'd all be going to jail. And I think, look, at the end of the day, that's the way the system is run. And the bigger that it gets, the more there is a chance. Now, someday, I'll be long gone, I'm sure, but someday it will be exposed for what it is, a bunch of crooked politicians and big money behind it. There are many names which I will not use here, but you can use your imagination. But this goes back to the Fed of the original Fed when it was first created in Jekyll Island. If you read the book, The Creature from Jekyll Island, you will see and read and see things. It's almost like reading, George Orwell, 1984. Okay, a lot of the stuff that was written has come to be the truth. And it goes back to what I tell you, even when it comes to the banks, there is no way they had the reserve money to behind all the money that was on the street. Even if even now that the Fed has allowed them to go over lending. So we know that the overall fiat currency system is a joke also. So let's not kid each other. Okay, look, is the election going to get turned over? Highly unlikely. Should it? Probably. It should probably be a revote in those 5 or 6 states. Okay, I mean, you knew this mail-in voting was going to be a disaster. You knew there is no surprise that happened here. These sudden votes at 4 a.m. in the morning, the hundreds of thousands of votes with 92% for Biden. Gee, shocking. But again, all the affidavits, all the videotapes, everything out there is not going to change the result of what you got for now. I mean, now, could it happen? Yeah, it could. I mean, I guess December 14th, Monday tomorrow is the D-Day. We'll see. Look, I believe that it should be revoted in those states. But again, I'm not gonna worry the rest of my life of what happened. I can only move forward from here. And unfortunately, it was stolen. But again, this goes back to many things that happen that we really never hear about. But most of these bad deals that are out there are for that very reason as well. And I think that you're going to see that, with the new greenish deal, if it does get through, OPEC will be back in charge of our oil. And you have seen a major spike in oil this week. We'll get more into that in our market segment. But, this is what you're seeing. And so let's not again, let's not think that this stuff is not real. It happens all the time. Okay. But OPEC is another criminal organization, in my opinion. Okay. They've done this for years. They are more controlled by Russia and others that are obviously beneficial by creating high price and shortages. I mean, I go back to when I pumped gas in the 70s. All right. So I remember the days of odds and even license plates and things like that. But overall, we see an economy that is still half open, half closed, which is obviously the fight for stimulus. And this is, it's amazing as you hear the left talking about they want stimulus for the people. They want stimulus for the states. They want to be bailed out. The Nancy Pelosi, California, the Chicago's. I mean, Chicago's pension fund is drowning right now, as are many others. Now, where is it when they have more money, more tax money than any other place, any other state, California, New York, and Chicago, Illinois, have more tax money taken, and those are the three states that are in the biggest amount of debt. You tell me. Okay, I mean, somewhere money is going somewhere. Okay, I mean, again, we can pretend that it doesn't exist all we want. We can pretend, but it's eventually going to come down to the battle of will. And if you would just open up this state. The vaccines are starting. They've started worldwide. You're starting to see vaccinations. So over the next few months, we should start to see the virus calm down. We should start to see many things start to resume to some normalcy. I mean, until then, you'll still do your social distancing. You'll still do your thing. But the economy should be open. And that is really the criminal case here, because, of course, small business is getting destroyed. We say it every week. But without the ability to be open, they don't have the money to get through all of this. So we've got weak jobs. We've got a Fed that's willing to print at will. We've got a fiat currency system that is as garbage as you can possibly get. Okay, when it's backed against nothing, okay, it becomes a much bigger problem. You've got China wanting to take over the world, and of course, with this administration, there's a good chance that they will. All right, but you are seeing a lot of signs in this country of a potential revolt. Okay, and again, I'm not predicting a revolution tomorrow. I have said this for a while, though. You're seeing things, the cryptocurrencies continue to rally. A lot of the fighting and more violent protesting that is still going on. Okay. And of course, the ever going battle for the White House and Biden, who is with his son, is now finally they're investigating. It is amazing where Joe Barr or AG Barr sits, on this whole thing. Where was he before? About Hunter Biden. It is amazing how the media works. But what would you expect in this country? Okay, and again, this has nothing to do with who you are. And seriously, I have many friends that are on the opposite side of what I think. I mean, I'm actually more center in understanding and always willing to listen to everybody's opinion. Okay. But in this case, of course, I'll listen to your opinion. But in this case, I mean, listen, this country is a liberal country. We are brought up from school all the way through more or less as a liberal. Okay, and again, I don't have a problem with that. I happen to have a lot of the similar beliefs. Okay, I just also believe in capitalism and a little bit more fiscal conservatism. I don't understand why we can't force governments to live by a budget. I don't understand why we can't make them stop. Okay, because at the end of the day, We pay the bill. Okay, that's the simple answer. We, the American taxpayers, pay the bills for all the new foreign immigrants that will be coming in, for all the new hospital bills that they're going to create, from all the welfare they're going to get, to the voting. They are totally going to change the direction of this country and basically eliminate any other political party if they get what they want now. Now, do you think that is fair? I mean, right now we're only a two-party system, which is a hoax to begin with. You can't get a third party on all 50 states on the ballots. It's almost impossible. So what? I mean, all those things should tell you one thing: that more or less the corruption starts all the way up at the top up there, okay, in the back room. Okay, it's the same as I've told you over the years when it comes to the debt ceiling debates and every other debate. It isn't the big battle that you see, everybody yelling at each other on the Hill. It's what they're doing in the back room, and they're sitting there with a bottle of scotch and a cigar and saying, how are we going to stick it to the American people today? It is our job to step up and to make sure that they become more fiscally conservative, okay, and move on from there. In the meantime, it is what it is for now. But I believe that you can have, I don't believe that, some of the beliefs on both sides should not be part of the political argument. And that's always where it comes down to. But that's a story for another day. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday. It is December the 13th. And of course, remember our partners with Family Farms. Great partners. They do a great job. And again, our goal is to help educate farmers and educate, the world on hedging and putting together and protecting the farm, protecting your money, protecting your land, and the whole deal. But in the meantime, we'll get out on the road soon as they open up this country again. But it's great to be partners with them. And of course, our other brokerage partner for equities and options. Again, I do have other brokers. Just want to make that clear. But is Tradier. Again, the simple part is $10 a month. $10 a month, how can you pass it up? Okay. I mean, you save more, you could fund your IRA by the savings. But in the meantime, also now we are in the middle of automation. In fact, we'll be introducing it this week in Vegas. In our seminar, our full automation that you have options, you have the opportunity to use. If you're using Tradier, you can still use our signals. You can still get the reports. But if you want to go total automation, it will have to be through Tradier, okay? And you have that option. You have that opportunity if you choose to do so. And our commodity report written by Andy Hecht, there's nothing better, okay? Andy does a phenomenal job with the report. And what we want to do, we want to prove it to you. If you'd like to check out an old issue, I'll send you last week's issue if you'd like to see it. Okay, just email me at bubba@bubbatrading.com, and I will send you a copy of our Technomental weekly report, an old one, and you can go check it out on the website. But if you want to see an issue, I'll be happy to send it to you. And of course, our high school program, again, it's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. We're just trying to help create some financial literacy at the high school. It is a program that we fully pay for. And over the last year or so, I've gotten some help from you guys over on Patreon. But it is an expensive process to do. So if you'd like to help us out, please feel free to do so. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line with me, Todd Bubba Horowitz, and we'll talk about the markets. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, December the 13th. And of course, the market segment will be brought to you by our partners at Family Farms. Okay, again, we talked about them in the break, but Family Farms, a great organization, got the same goals and objectives that we do to help the American farmers put themselves in the best financial position and protect themselves. Markets, rough week for the markets. Again, it wasn't a disaster. Nothing got violated. We didn't go negative. We're still long the markets. I think when you look, you will see, we're coming to some key points and some key levels here. The big problems are still the lack of liquidity, the lack of volume. Those are still very, very big issues. You saw the NASDAQ have a couple of really ugly days. It was really the Nasdaq was the weakest again after being the strongest. But you're seeing it, like I said, we're still long, but we are coming to some crucial levels, and I would not be surprised if we are getting closer to a potential trend change. I'm not predicting it. Look, we're long, and I'm long all four major indices right now. Okay, and until that changes, I will be there. But I can see some potential weakening, and I could see a possible big sell-off coming. Again, I'm not predicting it to you. I'm just saying to you that is a real possibility. In the meantime, as you know, last week we reversed gold from short to long after that big rally, and got and still short silver and still long platinum. And of course, but I'm telling you, just from my view in the cheap seats, looking at the charts, the rebound rallies were not very good in the metals. To me, gold and silver do not look good. Now, again, you have my positions: long gold, long platinum, short silver. They don't look good. I mean, that's really all I can say about it. Nat gas had a slightly higher week. No big deal. We're still net short net gas. And the dollar had a slightly higher week as well, but the dollar's getting pounded. It looks like it's headed down into the 90s. I mean, into the 80s. If it doesn't hold 90, okay, right now 91 is resistance. Okay, and I think you've got some issues to deal with there. And listen, it's not issues. That's what they want to happen. That's how they can just basically cheapen our money and the debt. It's obviously a complicated formula they figured out to nail us. You did see a big move in crude, which is more directly tied to OPEC than anything else. It's the fear of shortages. You can start to see it happening. And we'll be watching for that, what you call that backwardation pattern that may start to show up pretty soon. But crude is we're long, which I don't like, but we're still long it. Bonds and notes were higher last week. We are long those as well. I had a couple of rough days, but they did make their recoveries and were higher for the week. And the copper, oh my God, it went down for a week. It was actually doing fine all week until the end of the week. But copper still looks pretty solid. Just making new highs. And listen, at some point, profits get taken. So don't ever kid yourself that people won't take profits. And take a look at the grain markets. Yeah. Slightly flattish week in corn and beans, higher week in wheat. Now we're still long corn, long beans, short wheat. Interesting on Thursday, on WASDE Day, which I could care less about the report, but WASDE is the report for farmers and the grain markets and that garbage and stuff. And in the meantime, they were way up. And I said on the update on Thursday, are they overpricing what the news is? So it appears the news was still bullish, but just not quite as bullish as had been priced in. Okay, so we'll stay long. Look, they look really good. I think 2021 has the potential to be a monster year in the agricultural space. And of course, in the meats, very flat week as well. We remain long feeder cattle, long hogs, short fat cattle, or live cattle. They're all close enough to go either way from here. This is a true coin flip, as we really have done nothing for the last few weeks. And in the softs, okay, you've got a market that was, fairly blasé. We did reverse. We are now short OJ, and we are now short cocoa. We are long coffee, cotton, and still short. Okay, so at the end of the day, okay, look, we only trade off of the algorithms. That's what I'm doing. I'm trading based on what the algorithm tells me to do. I've got opinions, but I keep those away because it's much easier to have a clear, straight look at markets without any outside interference, noise, or whatever. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line. Todd Bubba Horowitz. We're going to step out here for a break, and we'll be right back with my commentary after the break. Well, sports fans, of course, we've got a couple of brokerage partners we like to work with. And, listen, I've got other brokers at, many different places, but the two I prefer, and for our members especially, first of all, for our commodities and futures, it's CTG Group. They do a phenomenal job. They do our letter of direction trading. They trade for me. They've got 90% of my accounts that they trade based on letter of direction there with the rest of the members that are here with me, just because they do such a good job and I have to think about it. Okay, there's no should I or shouldn't I. They take care of it. Bang, it gets done. They've also got some new great managed futures products if you want to check them out. At the end of the day, again, if you want some information, you can email me at bub@bubbatrading.com. I'll send you their information. There's no obligation. You can certainly talk to them, but they will help you every step of the way. And of course, for brokers, for equities and options, there's nothing like Tradier. At $10 a month, a great platform, a great company, answers the phone, doesn't have issues, helps you out, and it's $10 a month. I mean, how can you pass this up? And plus the fact that, with our full automation, which you have the option to go to, okay, it's part of the program. If you want it. If you don't want it, you don't have to use it. But there is, you can still get the signals. But if you want to go full brokerage and have it trade for you, you'll have that opportunity. And that is only through Tradier. That's whose API we have. So obviously, you'd like to check it out. Great. And of course, our commodity report from Andy Hecht. Look, if you want to check it out and take a look at the report, you can see last week's report, which I will send to you as a sample so you can check it out. It's called Technomental. Just email me at bubba@bubbatrading.com, and I'll be more than happy to send you a copy. You can check it out and read it and enjoy it because it is a phenomenal report. And if you'd like to help us with our high school program, you can go to Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. Now let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and, of course, my commentary. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. I am Todd Bubba Horowitz, and of course, every week I make some comments about something. And I'm really pretty disappointed in our court systems, but I'm not surprised. I do believe that they should have done more than just pass the buck. Okay, I do believe that there is enough evidence and proof that requires more than just, well, we're not going to do anything about it. They have found and they have some of the machines from the election that were corrupt. Okay, that did count 113% for Biden and 87% for Trump. They have got those machines, and to just dismiss it without any investigation, I think shows a lot of where the court systems are anyways. And, again, to me, that is a sad state of affairs. I mean, look, I know the extremes on both sides, right? There's those who are, they're nuts. There is no conspiracy. And there's those that there's no way. Look, I can't say I wasn't in the room, but I have enough knowledge to realize when there has been something that was shady that took place. And I think that is just something that needed to be a little bit more investigated, not to overturn today's election or this year's election, but for future elections. Because, again, I hope that all of you who listen to me and that are regular watchers want to remain a free country. And what has happened over the last, it's been happening brick by brick for many, 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 many years. But since the development of this, the social networking, okay, and the Facebooks and the Twitters, the media has gone 99.9% left now. You basically are brainwashed, and you only get one side of the story now. Okay. Now, I'm not saying the other side of the story is always right. I'm just saying that we no longer get fair and free news reporting. We get reporting based on opinions and everybody else. Okay. So to me, that's a problem. And that is, again, you're seeing destruction of our freedom of speeches. You're seeing destruction of potentially the Second Amendment and everything down the road. And I thought that the court system should have done a better job, because certainly I do not want to end up like Venezuela. This is Bubba's Bottom Line, Todd Bubba Horowitz. And of course, we do have Sunday Night Football, another clunker kind of game, but right now it's Kansas City and Denver. Kansas City's going to be a big favorite. I would, again, I'm not really all that interested. Kansas City should play well. I think Denver is awful, and I think they have no quarterback. But in the meantime, it is what it is. I would, again, pick your side if you want. For me, it'll be Pasadena as we start to move into the holidays. In the meantime, have a great weekend, everybody. We will see you. I'm not sure about updates from Vegas. I will be in Vegas all week with my seminar, and it's much more challenging to try to tape them and get them out. I will try. I cannot promise. If I can, you will get them. Otherwise, we will be back at the latest on Friday. Have a great week, everybody. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And as always, I thank you. Bubba's Bottom Line, Top Bob Horowitz, signing off. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you later.